Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion Season 1 Episode 8, and it's called because sometimes up here they mix up the titles to just match the clip, and it's either called sorry, it's after hours, so I'm talking in a low voice. It's either called Ultraviolet Unmasked or Unmasked Ultraviolet. It's either or, which is pretty similar. So, I just want to get this out of the way. Oh, yeah. Let me get this out of the way. What was it? Oh, right. In the previous review that I said there was a whole thing about the mom and the dad with the anniversary thing. When I watched this episode, that was there was like a C plot. There's 3 plots this episode, with Violet trying to erase a digital photo that was taken. Spoilers, I guess, for this episode. Was a photo was taken of her when she was taking off her mask by Luis, and he was like the hall monitor, and he wanted to unmask Ultraviolet. So this episode's coming, and basically to her, because she live streams a lot, chickens are coming home to roost for her. Like, finally she's getting in trouble, so he's gonna unmask her, and that's the whole A plot. There's a B plot with Cruz and Catalina, which I think only take place in 1, 2, 3. You get 3 scenes really, so I'm not sure if we really call it B plot, but I guess you could. I mean, I call it that. And there was a C plot with the whole mom, dad, and what was it, Tiago. But since we talked about in the previous episode, but let me just get it brief right here. So basically, Cruz is getting ready for his date with Catalina, and I'm sorry I said her name. It was like, I said like Lisa or something, or Linda. It's wrong. That was wrong. I'm sorry. It's Catalina, and which is a really nice name. And so, Cruz is trying to prepare for his date with Catalina. He's trying to make the empanadas, but he's not doing it right. Are you using your big meaty hands? So Nina's taking over, and he just it's like, kind of, you're talking about, oh, I'm kind of nervous, and the mom and dad talking about their first date. Sorry, it wasn't anniversary, first date, and the dad said it was at the pier, and the mom said it was at the lighthouse, right? It was at the lighthouse, right? Yeah, and so they're like, no, I'm right. I know I'm right. And then Tiago said, like, I'm sure gonna be nice and happy with Catalina, just like them. But I'm sure they're gonna work it out. We get back to it where they're just trying to figure out which is which, and the dad, is like, hey, I found it, and he brings out a poster, and it shows them could get the big characters, and me and my family did that when we were I think it was at a fair. I don't know the specifics, so don't ask me. It was a long time ago, very long time ago, but yeah, we got characters, and really funny, really cute. So we got it was them, and it has the date that the dad said, and she's like, oh my goodness, I forgot, I'm so sorry. And so it's okay. And then Tiago had to open his mouth. Oh my goodness, he said, oh, then who was the guy you were dating that you went to the lighthouse with? And the dad's kind of thinking, oh, it's a different one. So his name's Juan, and I forgot his last name. Garcia, was it? I forgot. The different one. I want to be the only one. The one who won. And he's upset, like, I want to go alone. And the mom's like, Tiago, you gotta open your mouth. Oh, that was funny. Because, dude, you did one. Who cares? But he cares. And so he came home from work. He's wearing scrubs. So I'm not sure if they ever talk about this, but I think he's a doctor or a veterinarian or something, or nurse. I don't know. They don't talk about it. He's just home from work. He's wearing scrubs. Maybe it'll come up in season 2, because I guess spoilers for the Outhouse season 2, episode 10. It was a mid-season finale. It was confirmed that Camilla was a is sorry not was is a veterinarian. Everyone thought she was a nurse or doctor. She was a veterinarian, so he could be a veterinarian too. Who knows? Well, what happened next? So he came home from work and the mom surprised him, like, I'm sorry, I forgot. And you know, there was like an Elvis Presley song, and you know, and the whole place looks like the pier, and it was a, what was it, corn dog bouquet, which is pretty funny. And he's like, oh, that's not the song. Oh, I got you. And then the mom also said, and then he's like, he's singing the song that she sang to him, and while Tiago's playing the guitar. Okay, pretty cute, and they're dancing. Okay, so I got that plot out of the way. So we start at the beginning where we see the skylight, and you know, to see the city, and you have Ultraviolet with her live stream. So we haven't seen it in a while. But just like she said, you'll see me, or sometimes you won't. Sorry. She said, sometimes you'll see me, sometimes I'll post, but sometimes I won't post often. So now she's kind of doing it again. And she's talking to them like, hey, thank you to Ultraviolet number, I forgot the number. You helped us find this criminal. But, so the fans are helping, so that's pretty cool, but kind of dangerous. And then like he's like, oh, come on, man. And Black Scorpion say hi to the fans. He's like, huh? And he's like, he just puts him down in this I forgot what this is called. Did not mean to do that. But he's like staying there. And he's like, hey, to turn off. And she's like, okay, Ultraviolet fans, make sure you're on the beat. Like, you have to look for crime. You send to my way. Black Storm just took the phone. Don't do that. And he's like, I thought we talked about it. This thing's gonna get you into trouble. And she's like, trouble? Come on, fans, help us. I just want to play this right here. I think this is the right spot.
Compromising our location by live streaming to these fans. Besides, you know what's better than getting things done quickly? Getting things done safely. Without safety, there's chaos.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make it too long. How long was that? I don't think it was too long, but I think I stopped good where I did. It's getting things done safely, which is true. It's safety. Without safety, just chaos, and chaos is corruption. And she's like, "Are you monologuing again?" And he's like, "Yes." And she's like, "Hey, come on, I'm being super careful." And it's like, "Oh, hey, like, and like, oh, like, really good reviews." And he's like, "I thought this was about a community." And she's like, "Yeah, yes, it is." She's trying to back herself up. And it's like, oh, hey, there's an I in community, right? Like, so it can be a little bit for me. Hey, think about it. He's actually thinking about it. Because there is an I community. He's like, okay, I better go meet them at the movies. And he's like, oh man, she's right. Technically she is, but she's gotta be more careful. And she accidentally kicked the plant, but she caught him because she's super fast, and she's like, I'm awesome. And she just takes off her mask. Someone's taking a picture of her, and she just puts the mask back on, and she like stops in the middle of an intersection, but the guy didn't really go that far, so I'm not sure why she's stopping, unless the guy's hiding. But search around the city. And she's like, I think I'm in ultra trouble. Yeah, you think? But why aren't you going after the guy? Because tomorrow it makes more sense, because he could literally be anywhere. He could have skipped town, which I think we don't know how fast. Well, we know she can go more than 40 miles an hour, but that's all we know. So, and eventually she'll get tired, probably. So we don't know the extension of her speed. So we get to the school, and Violet is saying like, "Oh, Black Scorpion's gonna be really mad at me. Someone got a photo of me." And then Maya's like, "Yeah, Black Scorpion was right. The live stream got you in trouble." And then she's like, "Oh, we can assign the blame game later." So she's not really admitting defeat, but yeah, she's a kid, so whatever. And she's just like, "Oh man, how are we gonna find this person? Like, I don't know, you better find him quick." And Luis Leon, the hall monitor, but now part of the Daily Bugle, quote unquote, their version. And he's like, "Oh, you're tomorrow morning. You're gonna see an exclusive photo of Ultraviolet for all fans to see." And she's like, "Oh, she's be unmasked. Oh, you really had the photo? You're all talking." It's like, "Oh, I have the photo, and she's unmasked." And she's like, "Oh no, I think Luis is onto me." She's like, hiding behind Maya. What are you doing? I think Luis is onto me. Well, we better go stop him. And what happens next? All right, so we're are we at the date yet? No. Yes. No, right? Yeah, no, we're not there yet. So we are yeah, so we are they're walking to Luis's house. He's like, "I'm gonna use my mask to go super fast." It's like, "You got caught last time." It might being the voice of reason, which is good. "You got caught last time. Like, you don't do it." And like, you would say, "Oh, I'm a little bit invisible." And she's like, "Come on, she's like, no." And she got a better idea. And Maya's like, "Maybe I should just sneak in." And the door's open, and Luis is there, like, "Violet, Maya, like, what are you doing at my house?" "Oh, this is your house." Maya's like, "We were just taking a nature hike in the suburban area, and this is your house. That's so cool. I just wanted to use the bathroom." And he's like, "Oh, do you have a heater on the seat?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do. Come in." I was like, "Oh, that's nice. That's strange." And they go in, and he closes the doors, and he's like, "I know why you're here." And they're like, "You want to play on my new VR headset?" It's like, "Oh yeah." And Maya's like, "You have a new VR headset?" And then she's like, "Yeah, that's what we totally knew about." And it's like, "I know you did, but," and my ultraviolet photos still being encrypted because it's blurry, but so I had time to spare, so we can play together. I was like, "Oh, he's being kind of nice." Oh, I'm being very suspicious. And Maya's like, "Oh hey, Louise, like, where's your bathroom?" "Oh, you can use my bathroom. It's upstairs." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And she's gonna go, decrypt the photo. And Violet asks, "Hey, how unmasked is she?" And he says, "Completely unmasked," which we saw. Oh boy. And she's like, "Oh." And she says, and he also says, like, "Oh, she can't be trusted, and on this and that. She's vigilante of the law," and stuff like that. So, and Violet hit a button accidentally, and Lucy's like, "What's that?" And Violet just went away from the question, and she's like, "Oh, it's a little bit hot in here. Can I have a glass of water?" And he says, "My thermostat goes automatic on, what was it, 78 or something. It's not hot, but I can get some water." What do you say? Bubbly water, or what was it, still? Yeah, still. And she said, "Still." "Oh, of course you would order that." And he's like, "Oh, like, were you just about to have dinner? Did we interrupt something?" Violet's being a little bit nice, and he's like, Yeah, what was it? Some cheese gratin or something? And she's like, a grilled cheese. So Violet knows how to speak sophisticated a little bit. Because how would you know that? And he's like, oh, of course, like you would, talk like that. I was like, oh, you kind of be a little bit mean again. And she's like, okay. And he's trying to be an okay host, and he takes out a glass and it says El Gigante, which means giant. And she's like, are you a fan? And he's like, yeah, of course I love him. And she's like, I'm a fan. My family just went there, which was a previous episode. And he's like, really? I'm jealous of you. My family was supposed to go, but my mom and dad, had to do another important work meeting. So, okay, his parents are not always around. Okay. It's the classic thing for the redemption for the bully character, quote unquote. So, okay. Hopefully they do it okay. And he's basically like, oh, they're always busy, and he's like, oh, do you always have dinner alone? And he's kind of realizing kind of being more vulnerable than he would like to be, so he's kind of refraining the what Violet did to him, that he's doing to her. He's like, what's all these questions? Like, I'm the reporter, I'm not asking you any questions, which is true. Violet is kind of not stepping on too many boundaries, but she's kind of nearing it. So even Violet's kind of realizing, is, oh, sorry. And but Violet Rodriguez has plenty of secrets, and she's like, what? She's talking in the third person. Violet Rodriguez is an open book. Violet Rodriguez needs to shut up right now. And he's like, well, since you're here and you can have your water, and she drank her water. Oh, that's good. And he's like, I have in my VR headset El Gigante's, famous hits, like his famous wrestling moves. She's like, really? Yeah, I didn't want to try it out. Oh yeah. What was it? What'd she say? Technique. Sorry, Technicos. Yeah, she says Technicos for life as a high five. She's offering Luis a high five, but I guess Luis is a germaphobe. Okay. Don't step on too many boundaries. And she's like, oh, okay. And he says, too many germs, but oh, come on, let's play. So okay, they're on the headset and they're like, El Gigante, El Gigante. So they're having a great time. Huh. That's interesting. But as a superhero, so I'm always thinking how things could go wrong. Could he become a potential villain or something? Or like how I said before, what was it, my first impressions, my first thoughts on the show of how there could be a Green Goblin kills Gwen Stacy. I always said maybe it could be Maya, maybe it could be Luis, or Tiago. I think I always said Tiago. Yeah, so Luis could be on that board for a potential villain to not decapitate, but to get rid of, and to break Violet's spirit. Like, this is what you get for being a hero. To get rid of the spirit. Could it be Luis? He's kind of getting on the table because they're both El Gigante fans, and maybe it was just only because even Violet even offered to him, hey, since you're a fan, you could have come with my family. So I was kind of like, ooh, Maya didn't actually hear that, but I don't want to see like two friends fighting again because we had that in the sleepover episode. So I'm assuming she's not a big wrestling fan, which is fine. She doesn't have to be Vi's friend. So and that's a big move. Just asking Luis, like, yeah, you can go with me, and he's like, oh wow, that's nice. And so they're playing, not playing, they're watching, and we see Maya just encrypting to get rid of the photo, and we just see them having a great time, and she said, oh my goodness, like El Gigante's foot was literally on my throat, like I could actually feel it, like it was so realistic, and he's like, yeah, but it does not compare to the actual thing. And she's like, well, just like I said, if there's the next one and my family does go, if you want to go, your family can make it, you can come with me. He's like, oh, yeah, thanks, that's really nice. And, he's like, oh, Maya's taking a lot of time. And Violet's like, well, you can't get Luis upstairs. Oh, I'm sure she's okay, just give her another minute. Let's watch another match. Luis is about to put the helmet on, but he's a journalist, so he's gonna go up and investigate. But also, he says that he's so mad about the whole blog situation because he says, "What can I say? I'm a petty boy." Okay. And basically they're so, and they were talking a little bit, and then Violet has a headset on. Luis just goes upstairs, and then he says like, "Oh, hey, are you also, was it Puma? I think it was the other wrestler. Are you his fan? Oh, we could watch him next if you want." Kind of starting a new conversation, not just. Oh, I think it's even more than just to distract time for Maya. I think she actually is enjoying her time with him. And she's like, Louisa is like, "Oh no, the photo." And then she hears her on the floor because Louise is about to creep on her. Like open the door. So she just finishes. She goes in the bathroom, and then Violet's like, "Oh, Louise, there you are." She's talking loud right outside your door, and he's like, "Why are you talking loud?" And then you hear the flash, and you go inside. Maya exits the bathroom, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I was in the bathroom." Like, really big flush, and Violet's like, "On that disgusting note, let's just go." And then Maya says, "Oh, hey, Louise, you might need to light a candle." Oh, that's so gross. And he just kind of smells in there to kind of, You're going downstairs, and then Violet says, "Did you delete the photo?" And "I did you one better." And we see Luis kind of reading his book, and I forgot what book it was, but it might not be important. And he says, "Oh, the Christian Son," but you see this inchworm, or caterpillar, just eating away the photo. He's like, "No, what's happening?" Hopefully the virus, might put it there because she's a computer whiz and it's in robotics. Hopefully it does not damage his computer. Like, actually, like, all of his files, all of his homework and stuff like that, because you can get in real trouble for that. So hopefully Maya didn't do that, or didn't accidentally do that, which I'm sure she didn't, but gotta be careful. Okay? And he's like, no, what's happening? And we get to nighttime, and it's the day with Catalina and Cruz, and then Catalina says like, "Oh, empanada is great," and yeah, Nina helped. And like, "Oh, okay, you have to thank her later." She says, "Hey, I'm gonna be real with you. I was kind of scared coming here." Nina says, "You're a bit of a flake." He says, "I kind of want to change that around." I said, "Okay." And then he gets a phone. He gets a text message that from the police scanners, there's a bank robber, and you get another message: 2 bank robbers. They're armed and dangerous. Just like Violet with her family in the wrestling match, Cruz just wants to have this date with a girl he really likes right now. He can't. Because he's like, "Oh, you know what else I love? I love how my probably future boyfriend is looking on his phone more than me." And he says, "Oh, sorry, it's Nina. She said I forgot the desserts. I'll be right back, I promise." And he's like, she just has to, "I knew it" type of face. Like, I really didn't want it to be true, but it happened. She eats empanada. Kind of like waiting for him. And Black Scorpion, stops the bank robbers, and he's like, I surrender. And because he defeats his partner, his girlfriend or something, and then boom, he's like, "I surrender." He's like, "Okay, great, because you're ruining my date." He goes back up and says, "Catalina, I'm so sorry," and it's too late. It's too late. And he's just, "Oh, man," and he looks at the basket. She ate all the empanadas, or took it with her. We get to the next day, and she said, "Oh, was it Brittany? Hey, what's this? What's the scoop, right? Oh, it's total letdown. No photo of Ultraviolet. Oh man, I really wanted to see a photo of her." And then, "Luis, what happened? What happened to Exclusive? And did you even have a photo?" And he says, "I swear I had it. There was a virus." And she's like, "If you say so." And they're all just throwing the newspapers away in the recycling bin. Okay, they're being respectful. And you just see the distraught on his face, and Violet's still trying to be his friend. Good on you, Violet. And she said, "Hey, I bet you the next article is going to kill." And he says, "I quit the paper. It's not going to be the next article." because this is all he had. Because also, sorry, I forgot to mention when they were watching the El Gigante best hits. She says like, "Oh, is that why you want to unmask Ultraviolet so bad? Is because you want people to like you?" Because he says like, you two are the first people to be here, and mostly you, Violet, because mine's in the bathroom. And, yeah, I just want people to like me. I want people to notice me more than just a jerk at the hall monitor. And she's like, I think you're pretty cool. And he gets a little vulnerable. Oh, you really think so? But he's like, oh, of course I am. So we kind of have a cool dynamic. And now he's really heartbroken. And Violet's just super sad for him. And then Violet, as Ultraviolet told Luis, you can have an exclusive interview with me. And they did like a public news thing. And as was a live stream. And then Maya just goes to Violet's house. Violet, you can't do this. You can't risk it. Luis wants to unmask Ultraviolet. He still wants to do it. He's petty. He's not that bad, Maya. You weren't there. I was. I want to give him a chance. She said, okay. And Luis is waiting. He's like, kind of has a face like, oh, is she coming? But then she goes up. Hey, Luis. It's like, oh, there you are. Like, you know, kind of having they're kind of jabbing at each other. And it's like, oh, you know, like, hey, you gotta stop unmasking me to do this interview. Oh, this interview has to be really good for me to do that. Because, are you still mad about the whole blog thing? I didn't say it was you. I didn't say that you were publishing. Like, I just made you stop and you were hurting people. And he's like, you know, like, I guess you're kind of right. And he's like, I can't let you unmask me because you're gonna put my family in danger. And he actually writes down Ultraviolet has the family. He has that information. He's like, one sibling or two. And she says, like, put that away. Do you have a deal? I will consider your deal, but you gotta, like, you know, we gotta do the interview. And, you know, she says, like, oh, well, what makes you be the executor? I did not execute anyone. I just like to do a quick, like, you know, one-liners with the I'd like to have a couple one-liners with the criminals, like, you know, you talk trash and stuff like that. And, you know, I want to help people. Well, I guess even though you have a disregard for the speed limit, you seem to be helping people. At least if you're telling the truth. And she said, yeah, I'm telling the truth. And he's like, I can even show you. Get in the shopping cart. And he's like, okay. And then she goes super fast. And he's like, I don't know if this is going to work. And then she's like, oh, that's so awesome. Like, do we have a deal? I'll consider it if you do it again. Okay. Wow, this must be really great. And then Maya says, hey, Violet, did it work? Oh, sorry, no, before that. So Catalina's talking to the other teachers, and Cruz comes in with flowers. Oh, hey, like, are you here to flake on me again? Yeah, I deserve that. You can call me, what was it, Flake Las Vegas or something? Was it La Vida Las Vegas? I forgot what it was called. This was the reference to something with Las Vegas. I heard of it multiple times, and I can't remember. But anyway, basically it's like your sister said you were flake. I even told your sister to be flake. I'm sorry. My life is so crazy right now. I just have to keep going. I have to answer calls. She says my life is crazy too. Not the running out in the middle of the day kind of crazy, but it is crazy. And he says, I promise to do better if you give me another chance. And she smells his flowers, and he's like, okay, but you have to bring churros. And he's like, oh, I love churros. But I'm like, Cruz, you're a crime fighter. Are you gonna put off on another robbery? Or because he almost does it. But if he didn't do it, that bank would have been robbed. But Black Scorpion had to stop him. What's gonna happen? Would Catalina keep on giving him chances? I'm kind of interested in that. What's gonna go on? Who knows? And so Violet's like, hey, did it work? You know, Luis said he had a great time. Brittany shows the newspaper. Violet Ultra Menace. She's a menace. She's a menace. He is J. Jonah Jameson. I knew it. And he's like, and he just wearing like a fake what was it? Cast on his neck. Ultraviolet. Oh, she ruined me. I begged her to stop, but in a dirty shopping cart, no less. But I'm kind of in for like because he actually says like I will stop at nothing to reveal Ultraviolet's identity and stuff like that. But even when I said he said he had a great time, it kind of felt like the character development. Maybe it's just me. It felt like the character development kind of went away. Like I just kind of we can still have a conflict even with Luis. It just feels like he, even though he did say he's petty, he seemed to have a general time with Ultraviolet. Like, well, why would you? Even though he is a kid, yes, but still, it kind of felt a little bit off. Not too off, but just a little bit. So I was like, and so and he's out and stop at nothing to reveal her identity, find out who she truly is, and bring her to justice. And they might say, "Hey, do you want me to say it?" Then no, I'm gonna say it. Luis Leon is the worst, and that's the end of the episode. She slams her locker. That's the end of the episode. Okay, so you have a J. Jonah Jameson character. Hopefully Luis gets redeemed. I kind of like him now. Kind of don't like him. Ugh. So hopefully he gets redeemed. I kind of like him. So what should I rate this episode? Hmm. 95. Hmm. 95. 90. I think it's at 85 before. What was it for? Hold on. Hmm. Oh, right. Sorry. I remember now. 85. 80. 75. Um, 90. I give this a 90%. I thought this episode was fantastic. my really only there was a couple little bit complaints, but I don't think they were too big to actually make the final score. But my two big complaints is that why didn't Violet just use super speed to like search the whole town until she found it? Why did she have to look for it the next day? Because she saw that at the right here, she saw that at an intersection. She said, "I'm in ultra trouble." Why didn't you check both lanes? You're just like, oh, where did he go? You can find out. So that was a little bit confusing for me. So that was the first one. The next one I would say would be the character development for Luis, just because it was a little bit like at the end where I feel like I think they could have done it better. I'm kind of glad there's so conflict, but it feels like they kind of push back the character development like forcefully. It's like he's a bad guy, but he's even before he seemed like he was turning good, but now he's backwards. Even though, like I said before, they mentioned that he's petty. Still, it feels like something's missing. I don't know. Maybe they might explain it in another episode, but those were the main two ones. But yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the oh wait, sorry. Also, I forgot to mention the other video. Thank you so much for my 57th subscriber. We're almost at 60 subscribers. Maybe we'll reach it before the end of August. Well, yeah, it's still kind of early in August, so it's kind of early mid-August. So yeah, before the end of August, before September, let's hit 60 subscribers. But thank you so much for my 57th subscriber, to my original subscribers, but to my new subscribers, to my current subscribers, my current viewers and stuff like that. Thank you so much for checking my reviews out and subscribing and liking. It really means a lot to me. But everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share that video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion Season 1 episode... what was it? Season 1 episode 7? Yeah, sorry. It was Season 1 no, 8. I almost had it wrong. 8. It was Season 1 episode 8 called Unmasked Ultraviolet, I believe it was called. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 9. That's tomorrow, called Cascada. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for that. Okay, bye.